And of course, yes, indeed. Yes. And yes. Thank you and welcome to the KTG Morning Show. As we start our day with a morning prayer, let's do so. If you wish to follow, by all means, I will not judge you if you don't. But more so, let us not do this because it makes us look slave. And definitely not like this when you're getting slapped in the eye with a rotten salami. But more so, in humility. Thank Jah for my early rise in the morning in great health. Also thank Jah for the opportunities before me, so therefore I may succeed at them at his bequest and his bequest only. I also thank Jah for my ability to help those who cannot help themselves and show that self-reliance does work in many cases. But I also thank Jah for allowing me to show some sort of compassion, even though our enemies considerably need a patata in the culo. Jesus Christ, yes, through 127th day after the throne of Jah himself, King Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari. Thank you. Join the conversation, people. This is the KTG Morning Show. And, of course, the Dragon of the Mountain is live and roaring today. So, welcome to the KTG Morning Show. Ernest Franklin, good morning. And now, residents, dissidents, people who can't put on their pants right for the sake of their lives. This is the KTG Morning Show. That's right. And I am laughing hysterically because we are now simulcast on Facebook and YouTube. It's listed under Much Loved by Jah. Hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment so therefore we can know how to address whatever it is that's going through your brain housing group right about now. So, KTNG860am.org. This is the KTNG Morning Show. Thank you all. Join the conversation. You can do so on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time, so it doesn't matter. But what matters the most is that you need to know who the host is. That's right. On beat, the G to the R to the I to the T to the Z, Zesty on top of the mountain all the way down to the freeway. The freak on the peak who's about to speak, and if you open up your mind, I'll give you something to think about for the rest of the week. Bam! Let's start with our early morning sucker punch. Bam! Okay, whoa. I don't know, man. This whole weekend, I have laughed my butt off. Seriously, all right, seriously. But then I have to look at, the tail of the tape of things and say to myself, I'm like, wonder, and and for somebody who's been basically tracking Cheeseburger, of course, for umpteen years, ever since 1980, people, I've been tracking this fool. All right, I've been tracking him. And I've seen America embrace the idiocy that comes from out of this man's mind, his mouth, and roughly the butt that sits upon his shoulders, which is, yeah, okay. But I love this human centipede thing going on. And now you got Roger Stone on the back end of it. It's growing, isn't it? First there's Putin, then there's Cheeseburger, okay? Then there's Mitch McConnell. Then there is, Roger Stone now. Well, no, Wilbur Ross first, and now Roger Stone, okay? That kind of just basically shakes up the core of humility right about now. So, yes, we need a wall. We need a wall around individuals who are nothing more than white terrorists, domestic white terrorists. I know it's a shame. I know it basically just irks everyone in America to say, why is this happening? Well, let me give you a little bit of history here. Under Obama, it wasn't white supremacy from different white terrorists. No, it was the police department. Okay? Now, it's more or less like I'm on the phone and I see you doing mundane things. I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to pull a shotgun on your kids. I'm also going to kill as many other people as possible to make sure that I am making my point. That way, I will not die as an incel in America because we know there's no justice on stolen land. Proof and point. So, let's see where we go with this from the Daily Beast. And I cite my sources, people. So therefore, if you want to check them out, you can always do so. All right? But anything that comes out of my mouth and out of my brain is basically based on a biased opinion that right-wing media has forgot to inject. Story number one. Front page, people. From the Daily Beast. It is worth chortling again for a few paragraphs over how ridiculous and weekday made cheeseburger look. Now, we all know who Cheeseburger is. African Islam. Good morning, my brother. Zulu Nation's in the house. Peace, God. What's up? Now, remember, this is a man who spent years going way back before he started campaigning in 2015, saying over and over and over how easy it is being president would be. And he did so. I remember that interview. Okay, this is like after the Donahue show, and I don't know if many of you remember the Donahue show, but then again, a lot of you have missed it. Let me go over this. He said it would be easy being a president. Bring the Chinese to heel? Very easy. Make Middle East peace? Please. Get Mexico to pay for the wall? Piece of cake. He's been saying these things in books and television appearances for years. And what happened? What did Reggie, what my boy Reggie, God, what my boy Reggie from Indiana do? America has choked in front of the international stage, left and freaking right, and there's nothing we can do about it but sit there and say, oh, we'll make America great again. Sure you will. Sure you will. How about let's start with the premise of making this idiot disappear? That would be great. Ding! Can't imagine who believe him. And if anyone out there was a big enough idiot to do so, that's their problem. But the point is that, and I'm reading this, okay? Brenda Ika Perkins, good morning, lovely. Mwah. Love you too. I know I was supposed to speak with you and everything, but baby, I'd be all over the place like peanut butter and jelly. Anyway, but the point is that he believed it. He actually thought being president would be so easy, okay? I mean, come on, this lackluster idiot sits around the White House watching television like grandpa and argues with the TV because he thinks the TV is right. And then he brings that particular criticism to a policy on the congressional floor. And all of us are sitting here saying, what is wrong with them? It's simple. It's simple. Okay? Our Adderall sniffing grandpa needs to take some, Rohypnol, some rupees, pretty much will knock his ass out. Anyway, he actually thought that being president would be easy. And the way he does it, watching TV for hours a day and calling Sean Hannity and ignoring 95% of what the government under him does, it sort of is, but that's another matter. For 2 years, it was kind of easy, but on January, he met reality. Ooh. What they say? What is it said on the Titanic? Abandoned ship. For real, abandoned ship. Nancy Pelosi took him to the cleaners. She deserves enormous credit. Her State of the Union gambit was just inspired. The awesome tell at the way she discombobulated Cheeseburger that he couldn't even come up with a nickname for her. Did you see that? Nancy Pelosi or Nancy? Okay, as he called her. Wow, Don, good one. Her first name. After he didn't give everybody else a damn nickname and whatnot, come on. And he couldn't call Nancy nothing. Couldn't call Nancy nothing at all. All right? Homeboy got his ass kicked from one aisle to the next aisle, through the White House, to the front garden, to the swamp that he already made for himself. Now, take nothing away from her, though. It wasn't all Pelosi. I mean, Chuck Schumer was the one who goaded Cheeseburger into accepting responsibility for the shutdown at that December 11th meeting. Then remember that the cave was set in motion by those 2 votes in the Senate last Thursday, and when only one Democrat voted for the Republican bill, Joe Manchin, oh no, sellouts come in many colors, people, okay, whose vote didn't really matter anyway because it didn't change a thing, while 6 Republicans voted for the Democratic version of it. What does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells you, okay? It's Hughes, McConnell, and people from the Trump White House had thought they could peel off some moderate Senate Democrats to join their bill, pass some wall funding, and then jam Pelosi and the House Democrats. But they didn't even come close. They didn't. The fact of the matter is this, people. The fact of the matter is this, okay? We have a tyrant. We have somebody who has sunk himself into bankruptcy 6 times, okay? Look at the New Jersey casino. That was a joke to begin with, but then again, Fat Tony's dead, so we know that the wall will never have Fat Tony's concrete either. Come on, people. I followed this stuff closely for many years. I can't count on the number of times I complained about the Democrats wilting during some congressional confrontation, not staying unified, or getting their hats handed to them by the Republicans. Well, no more. The Democrats can play hardball now that they can. And they already did with health care and tax reform when they didn't lose a single vote. And there was no reason they shouldn't do any more of it going forward on the upcoming debt ceiling fight, which is $21 trillion. Okay, Roy Griffin, what's going on? Good morning, my brethren. Now, this is the funny part. Okay? Here we have like, say, the government itself, the Pentagon, $21 trillion in the hole already. Okay, this was established 4 years ago. Now we just add another 21 trillion on top of that, which our grandkids are going to wind up paying. All right, we're dying with the bills, people. I don't care if you're over 50, you're dying with the bills. Okay, straight up. So Chuck and Nancy set up the primer and put homeboy in his place. It is useless to this day right now for Cheeseburger to start off in the gates of anything to come up with some sort of plan of saying, okay, I need $5.7 billion for this stupid wall, when you had within the past week 3 terrorists running around shooting up people. Now, the shutdown lasted for 35 days, far and away the longest shutdown in American history. Now it is owned by Cheeseburger. We all have seen this. He can't go back and say, you know, I didn't say that. And Coulter, okay, even said that he lied to the American public, in which, needless to say, he is going back after for saying that crap. I'm not clout chasing here, people. I'm just laughing at the fact that this self-maintained amoeba of a government is fighting amongst itself, and mostly on the Republican side. The Democrats are standing back and saying, you guys will fight over pennies while we're trying to make dollars and cents up in here. Check this out. Senate passed a deal to open the government unanimously Friday afternoon, sending it to the White House, where it was also passed unanimously. Cheeseburger signed the bill Friday night. The only reason why he signed that bill is because of 3 things. 1, LaGuardia was backed up. I don't know if you guys ever been through LaGuardia, but trust and believe, that is a mess. Okay, straight up. You know, sometimes I try to like get out of from out of JFK from time to time. If I'm flying into New York, I'm like, I try to go to JFK because it's a lot much closer to the Bronx and Brooklyn than anything else. Second of all, his polls took a significant drop. So his popularity, this is a man whose fragile ego depends upon being loved and hated at the same time. All right? Now, never mind that his parents were members of the KKK. All right? And they got some screwball, hairdos going with that. I don't know what's wrong with them or anything like that. Never mind the fact that this man took a power of attorney and robbed his father of the $1 million that he needed to continue on in his empire. Never mind the fact that this man colluded with Russia to wash money and therefore save his empire to build a tower in Russia. Never mind the fact that he has the biggest idiot Republicans I've ever seen since Nixon. And I was around for Nixon. Okay, come on. Cheeseburger said that the two sides could continue to negotiate a long-term spending deal that demanded that it must include money for a powerful wall or steel barrier or a structure, or call it whatever you want. If you want a steel wall, people, put Nancy Pelosi, clone her, and make a wall out of that. Bingo, bango, bongo. All right? Now, if we don't get a fair deal from Congress, the government will either shut down on February 15th again, or I will use the powers afforded for me under the laws and the Constitution of the United States to address this as an emergency. You can't. You can't, dude. You can't. If you did pull that emergency crap, you know what's going to happen, people? Start hoarding your money, okay? Because he's going to reach in and start doing it, okay? Statutory rule is this. You cannot build an empire on the backs of slaves, nor can you rob them to save your own ass. This jackass is about to do it. Case in point, people. For everybody that got their EBT SNAP benefits ahead of time because of the shutdown, you will have to learn what the word budget actually means. Belly budget, okay? Belly budget. That's going to happen. You're going to have to budget your belly before you walk into that store. Whether you got kids, yourself, or whatever, it's going to happen. Because in March, if they go through, now this is a hypothetical, if they go to February 15th and they're still picking and ticking and tacking and whatnot about this stupid budget for a stupid wall that absolutely makes no difference or no sense whatsoever, you can tunnel under it, or I can take 200 drones attached into my body, fly over the damn wall and piss on the doggone border guards as I go. Come on. Come on. All the drugs are coming through legal ports of entry. All the terrorists are flying in. They're not walking in. So that whatever this racist montage this jackass has and so forth is very indicative to the way this country should be ran. But when you are, when you are, okay, when you are the one who makes the laws, embrace the laws, there's a double standard, ain't there? Cheeseburger knows this. Cheeseburger has provided this, and what better way? Okay, I love my front page because we get to the truth of the matter of how Cheeseburger is simultaneously breaking the law for his own ego, but yet still denying everything to everybody else. A wall doesn't prove shit. Come on, people, it doesn't. But breaking the law does prove a thing, that your privilege and your entitlement zeroes you out for being a jackass. Point in case, all right? Point in case. From the Hill, workers are fired. Workers fired from Cheeseburger's golf course. Says Cheeseburger knew undocumented people were employed and they worked for him. The same anesthetized antidote for why Stephen King, okay, or Stephen King, whatever the hell his name is, of Iowa, the governor of Iowa, is such a racist cow himself. Right now, when you sit there and you tell everybody that they can't come across this country illegally, but yet still you have somebody who grandfathered herself in, gave you an anchor baby, and then gave you an anchor baby, and then grandfathered their parents in who are as old as you. Don't that sound like a little bit of a contradiction in its own self of hypocrisy? Maybe. But when you're an undocumented worker thinking that Cheeseburger got your back, you are a fool. Straight up. Here it is, people. An undocumented worker who was fired from Cheeseburger's golf course, one of Cheeseburger's golf courses over the weekend, says he believes Cheeseburger knew undocumented people worked at various clubs. And he has many. He has many. Okay, he has many. Gabriel Saldano and multiple other undocumented workers spoke to NBC News about their experience being employed by the Chump National Golf Club in Westchester County, New York. It was their first on-camera appearance since they were abruptly fired last week. Saldana told NBC's Kate Snow that he believes Chump National Golf Club employers knew they were hiring undocumented workers. No visas, no TPS, nothing. Slave labor. And if America is so fixed on this damn wall, then we're fixed on the murder of children. We're fixed on this so-called modern-day diaspora that we are committing against people of color. We're also fitting to slavery. Okay? And therefore, since we've already been through it, let's push it on to somebody else and let them see how their civil rights are being violated. So Saldana told NBC News Kate Snow that it believes Cheeseburger's National Golf Club employers knew that they were hiring undocumented workers. Why? Because you don't have to pay them or give them, as they would call, okay, health insurance. You can give them bottom line Medicaid and that's it. You don't have to give them Medicare, okay? And as long as you're paying them a living wage, aesthetically, they can work many, many, many hours and they can get paid. These people got bank stubs, okay? All right? Okay? I think that's what I think, because he needs employees who don't check really good. Saldana told Snow. Can't believe this. These are people in the news, they're making more spelling mistakes than I am actually sitting up here reading. I cannot be sure about how he doesn't know. Saldana saw that he spoke to Cheeseburger multiple times over 14 years. That he was employed as a maintenance worker at the club. Saldana told the Washington Post on Saturday that he started to cry when he was fired. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. You work for a racist. Now, let me address my Malachistas out there who sit up there and supplicate behind this jackass. All right? Oh, great Trump, he's our leader. Oh, great Trump, he's doing a great job for the Mexican community. Oh, great Trump, okay? We worship you. We idolize you. We protect your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, even though it's been pissed on, shat on, disrupted, destroyed, everything. And people have been put in jail behind that idolatry. Okay? You Malinchistas who back that crap up. Now your brethren are out in the street right about now talking about what we're going to do. They're going to get deported. That's what's going to happen. You work for the Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger don't care about you. I've been saying this for like the last 7 years. The man does not care about nobody but himself. All right? His whole main thing is to put his name all over this world so people supplicate behind it. Bow down to a lesser God than you. Go for that. Go for that. The firings followed a report last year undocumented immigrants were hired and subsequently fired at the Trump property in New Jersey. This man gets around. Workers in New York were told that Trump company had recently audited their immigration documents, which were found to be fake. Oh! Damn! You mean to tell me they got a better process than what goes on Alvarado and Wilshire, right? In Los Angeles. I mean, if you go up and down Alvarado, you can actually get a fake ID, but you can't get a fake passport. You can get a fake Social Security, but you can't get fake working permit. You know what I'm saying, people? All right? Now, Sedano and other workers interviewed by NBC said that they had presented false documents when they were hired by the Trump Club. They also believe that they were hired so that the organization could save money by paying low wages, no benefits to the workers who were vulnerable due to their immigration status. And you wonder why. Okay, this is true. This is true. Cheeseburger has an affinity of sitting there saying, I'd rather have Jews count my money than black people. There are no blacks that work for Cheeseburger, and there damn sure ain't too many white people either, unless they're Jewish. Come on, he had a Cohen for his internship as a lawyer when he was first starting out, and now he has another Cohen who's basically about ready to throw him underneath the bus for 3 years. Think about it, people. Think about it. Trump has made hardline immigration policies a central issue in his presidency, most recently triggering the longest government shutdown in U.S. history for his demand for a $5.7 billion wall funding for a southern border wall, which Democrats refuse. Reggie Miller. There you go. Attorney Representatives Aldana and other undocumented workers who were fired told NBC that they are heading to Capitol Hill to meet with Democrats. Now, the worst of all things that they could do is run into my girl, AOC. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. And 9 times out of 10, if they do, she is going to look at this. She is going to bring this to Pelosi. She's going to bring this up to the Senate floor. She is also going to bring this to Robert Mueller. Okay? Not only has this man broken the law, but he is sitting up there placating the law for his own special interests, which means I'm Teflon Don and y'all can't touch me. I can do whatever I want in this government and you can't stop me. But we can, people. We can, people. We can. And now that we have like a huge diverse field of people actually running for president this year, it is almost for certain Cheeseburger is going to be a one-term president. And the only way that's going to work out, people, is that we join the fight for this. Now, my girl Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC, as everybody lovingly, calls her that and so forth. I mean, she's the youngest one that comes along in a long time. We've never seen people this young come into the fray of the political mess that's already here and make a name for herself. She ain't been there like a whole 3 weeks and already people are just like scared of her. That's because they scared of a girl from the Bronx. That's all. That's all that is. That's all that is, people. That's all that is. Okay, so needless to say, my girl is interested in busting up ICE because ICE is nothing but a loose extension of the government which operates pretty much the same as the Gestapo did for Nazi Germany. They're the SS of the U.S. Okay, seriously. They need to be disbanded. And I stand with her on that one because, for one thing, they make mistakes horribly. As a matter of fact, ICE has made over 850 mistakes. And those 850 mistakes are clearly by violation of what we would call human rights. If you are a veteran from, say, you're a veteran and you have, Hispanic roots and so forth, you're going to get pulled over, held, and then chucked over the border to Tijuana. There are over 850 veterans of color, of Mexican heritage, and Spanish descent. It doesn't matter if you're Puerto Rican, Cuban, or whatever. You're going over the border. Straight as a veteran. It's the most appalling thing I've ever seen this country ever do, especially the veterans. And any of you who call yourselves veterans of the great red, white, and blue, any of you military jackasses out there who think you're doing this in support of your commander-in-chief, your monster-in-chief, your oppressor of the mesa, okay, Mr. Tiny Hands, Mr. Mushroom Dick himself, Cheeseburger. Okay? You're doing a disservice to this freaking country altogether. Newsweek, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez opens the scrapping of ICE. She says Sunday night in a social media post that the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, ICE, should be scrapped altogether. Ocasio-Cortez, who represents the 14th Congressional District in New York, in the Bronx, okay, responded to a Twitter feed, a Twitter rant, as they would call it, okay. Hey, what happened to my damn story? Okay, there we go. She says in a Twitter user, responded to a Twitter user who said his bus in Washington State was boarded by ICE agents who questioned passengers about their status, even claiming their papers were fake. Now, if ICE were to roll up on, say, like, you know, many of the golfing properties of, say, Cheeseburger, they would find a lot of undocumented immigrants, and that would cause what is known as a political backlash. Not only would his popularity go down, but it would be suspect, and the people in this country would sit there and say, question mark, what is he doing? Well, since most of you support this evil bastard, you're going to look past it and say, oh, it's not what he says, it's what he does. Oh, it's not what he does, it's what he means. Oh, it's not what he means, it's who he is. And if you're clout chasing like that, then my God, stop dick riding somebody that ain't got one. Okay? ICE agents got on my Greyhound bus and headed from Spokane to Portland. Mahanan Esheki wrote, they walked around before they asked me and a few others to step outside and took my documents and interrogated me for 20 minutes, then claimed my papers were fake and said that I'm illegal. Mahanan is a Libyan-born comedian now based out of Portland, Oregon. In a series of tweets following his original post, Mahanan said that he is stateside through asylum and on a work permit. He claims once ICE agents called to verify his identity, he could overhear someone in the other end of the phone say that he was clear. The comedian said ICE agents turned off their phones and then turned to him, telling him that there was no record of his asylum. Okay, now, here it is. ICE can board a bus. I'm wearing dress. I can be a polyglot right then and there and say, who are you? And I'm Iceman. You know, going to ask me for my papers. And they would sit there and say, well, you're an illegal alien. We're going to ship you back to Jamaica, which would be fine. I mean, I would come back in about 2 months and say, okay, you guys made a goof. Now I'm going to sue your ass. They're doing it to Haitians right now, people. They're trying to stop Haitians from leaving out of this country to go into Canada, and they're stopping them. At the northern border, this is where a lot of their arrests are like really spectacular. That puts fear in, say, ooh, Minnesota, which puts fear in, ooh, Montana, which puts fear in every last one of the cold-ass places that none of us would actually go to. Yet still, here they are, making this the most diasporic country on the freaking planet. We're giving a new phrase to the meaning. We're giving a new meaning to the phrase, slavery is back in effect. All right? So, in Politico, here we go before we get to the bottom of the hour here. There's been this guy that has been in the news, Tom Steyer. And I've been like watching him for a second. I've been watching this guy for a second. And he makes a very central point. If you are not in support of impeachment, we're not supporting you. This is a multi-billionaire. Billionaire. Not the acclaimed one that thinks he is one because we haven't seen his tax returns, but this is an actual billionaire. Tom Steyer has built a formidable political organization that could give serious help to the presidential candidate in 2020, but the billionaire activist in his own has a contest as the contest begins to take shape. In Washington, D.C., talking to pundits on Congress people, it's super lonely. Steyer told Politico on Sunday during a visit to the district for a summit of his Need to Impeach organization. Oh God, inside the Beltway, everybody thinks I'm a low double-digit IQ. Excuse me, the triple digit low IQ jackass that's running the country got choked. Okay? That's all because 1%. I mean, come on, you're holding 800,000 people hostage because you're having a temper tantrum and you can't have your way. If I was somewhere in the vicinity with a large oh my God, with a large board with like 5-inch holes with a 2x4 and a 5-inch hole, so that way when I smack that ass, I can suck out the meat, okay, and make sure those damn bruises were there as a reminder. They're not tattoos; those are scars, Jack. Okay. Now, Washington D.C. talking to Pundits, he's like, "Oh my God, everybody in the Beltway thinks that I'm a low double-digit IQ." That's because Steyer is continuing to focus his energy on one of the hardest to sell issues in the Democratic politics today, calling for lawmakers to begin impeachment proceedings against Cheeseburger himself in an effort to say that would start immediately, despite most party leaders' repeated calls to wait until after Special Counsel Robert Mueller has finished his investigation, which he is closing. Okay? Mueller and his team got to finish this thing up before the end of February. Keep in mind, people, the fiscal year starts in what month? December, January, February. At the end of February is the end of that fiscal spending month, which means everything has to go out of the damn door. After that, you're looking at March. And when March comes around and we are still in the middle of what we call at the end of February, which is known as a government shutdown, recession is going to be our friends. Okay, I don't have to be an economics major to figure that out. I've already seen one in 76. Okay, I've seen one in 72. I've seen one in 76. I've seen one coming out of the Carter and Ford administration. I've seen that. Okay, I've seen one with Obama. Okay, but Obama crushed all that crap and put everything on an upward keel for gross improvement. And which Cheeseburger and a lot of his fan base, his support base, dick rided on that. And subsequently said, oh, it's all Cheeseburger's doing. Really? Really? Again, he who builds his empires on the backs of slaves does not prosper as well as he thought he could. Bam. So here it is. Steyer's basically a hedge fund manager and an environmentalist who recently chose not to pursue his own presidential bid, but intends to spend $40 million in the 2019 on the impeachment effort, working to galvanize the email list of 7 million supporters he's gathered into the active grassroots army capable of pushing politicians up and down the ballot on the issue. That's happening. Halfway point, people. This is the KTNG Morning Show. I'm your host, Grits Man, all the way out here in Colorado Springs, where, needless to say, people, it is now snowing. We have a blizzard. Okay, we now have a blizzard right about now, and I'm going to be trapped inside for the whole day. But Unified Community Broadcasting, Talking Soul Radio. Okay, our media arts and apprenticeship and community journalism. We have on our website our famous mug. You can always get a mug. If you're on YouTube, check this out. If you're on Facebook, go and get your mug. Support what is known as free. What the hell happened to my mouse? Okay, oh, damn. Okay, I was just having all kinds of snafus going on here. All right, here we go. There we go. There. I also have my book here, The Iron Tree. It's a good story that I wrote about perseverance and how to have inner hope and inner faith that you can survive and make it to the next day and enjoy your second life. Because this is my second life here, and I'm enjoying the crap out of it. I don't care if there's a blizzard out there. I traded in sunshine, smog, and assholes for peace, quiet, and serenity. Okay? What more can a man really ask for? Okay? But make sure you get a mug. Support what we do here, so that way we can continue. We are working on the film Melanin 4, which took about 3 months to write initially, and 5 years to sit on, and then now finished it within a year. So it's a little bit more descriptive. It has more of a story in it than anything else. But I'll let you guys finish on that. In the meantime and in between time, people, here we go. Just like my man Biz Marquis would say, what's next on the record? Okay. Now that we know in a political sense that Cheeseburger is about to get the rope-a-dope. We're in round 2 of this, people. Round 2. Guard your grill, knuckle up. Because once we get into the 3rd week of February, there is going to be a problem. A serious problem. Now, keep in mind, there are 2 things that I want to sync this up for, so this way you guys understand what the hell's going on. first and foremost, how in the hell are you going to give people EBT SNAP benefits a day before Martin Luther King's birthday? And then, for the 15 days you're in Black History Month. Is there a symbolic to some sort of racist ideology to where you have to put these things on black people? I'm serious, Cheeseburger, I'm serious. What the hell is your problem, dude? Is that some sort of symbology? Really? The step in the face of the black man once again? Gotta love him, though. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. Because right about now, America is like leaving out of America. Yes, you are. Everybody with Medicare and or better knows better than to get anything here in the United States. For real. Now, we're talking about putting up a wall, right? But what if Mexico put up restrictions to stop Americans from coming into their country? What if Canada did the exact same thing? That means Rand Paul and about 1 million other jackasses would not be able to go to Mexico for Medicare. Wow. Oh, we have the best doctors. I know the best language. We got the best people. Make America great again. You can wear that red MAGA hat all you want, but you know, come on. You take it off and so forth, you're just as racist as the damn Ku Klux Klan. Organized racism. Give it a spin, they say. Okay, give it a spin. Total. African Islam says the same thing. Scraps, man, straight scraps. We're all in this mess because of one petulant, reticent jackass who sits there and says that we need to be great on some policies that were left alone in 1935. Okay? Let me give you guys a hint. Okay? The reason why Cheeseburger's older brother died as an alcoholic because he could not live up to his father's expectations. The only reason Cheeseburger is doing this right about now is he's trying to usurp his father's honor. Okay? And his father, a KKK member, Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. Okay? He has that support. And if we are so blatant to it, then not understanding it, then maybe this little story here of seeing how great America is going to make sure that most of you that are on Medicare find yourselves doing like some sort of crime out here. Okay, I love this, man. Damn, we just got like 2 inches in like 20 minutes, okay? We getting snowed in up here, Jack. I'm serious, we getting snowed in. Okay, so Big Pharma is considering Medicare drug price increase. They are going to increase your medication. No, not increase the medication. What they're going to increase the pricing of the medication itself. Not only that, but also increasing, you know, this entire industry. Big Pharma, the drug industries, leading. Okay, and let me get back to the story here. Come here, dang you. Don't run from me. Don't run from me now, because I done sat up here after 2 o'clock this morning putting this stuff together. I'm serious. Okay, now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make drug pricing a maze to where you can't find out which is which. I don't care how many coupons, electronic coupons you get on your phone. I don't care, you know, what kind of discounts you might get when you walk into the store. No. Okay? Unless you understand how this whole thing works, I will show you real quick, all right? This is called treadmill pricing. Treadmill pricing is this. There is a price of discount at the beginning of the treadmill. There's also a price that is already raised at the end of the treadmill. Now, that raised price goes in front of the lower price, so that when you get the discount, you're actually getting the actual price for the bloody thing. Okay? It's called bait and switch. Okay? Bait and switch. And a lot of seniors out there are falling president to this. Okay? This is sad. This is sad because I know a lot of old people. And so forth, a lot of seniors who depend upon their Medicare, who depend upon, you know, the United States actually living up to its part of Medicare for All, which has not happened at this point. And I believe my girl Ocasio-Cortez is going to make that happen. I believe her. I don't know why she can't be running as vice president or president of the United States, because everything she's done so far has been turned into gold. The drug industry's leading trade group is considering a proposal that would commit member companies to limiting increasing the prices of drugs purchased by Medicare. See, this is not a way of discontinuing Medicare. This is a way of getting in there and gutting Medicare altogether. Next comes Medicaid. And when you get pushed on to Medicaid, the services become few and far between, my brothers and sisters. Ask your grandparents, ask your parents, do they have Medicaid? If they say yes, you can believe it. You might as well go down to the homeless shelter and get your services from there. All right? The proposal is aimed at persuading the administration to drop its Part B plan, which includes tying Medicare drug prices to those in other countries. Okay? The organization hasn't decided whether the proposal would be limited to Part B drugs or if it would be also included Part D pharma executives involved in the discussion at BioCentury. Let me squeeze this down a little further so this way we all understand, all right? First and foremost, when they were talking about taking Medicare away from people, they were trying to find a fancy way of gutting it into something else that will lead to a corporate world order financial burden on everybody else. Now, if you got millions and millions of privileged white people running to Mexico to get health care, better health care than the United States, what does that tell you? If you got Rand Paul running up to Canada to get Medicare, what does that tell you? Everybody else that's stuck on Medicaid is about to get, I'm serious, a patada en el culo. You will complain, but you will do nothing. Okay? Just as much as you will complain and do nothing as we got right about now. Okay? Come on, man. Come on. This is such a suck issue right here. Okay? We're looking at prices that do not fit within your budget. I don't care if you got a cost of living adjustment on your SSI, okay? You're still $50 to $100 short on what you need, okay? They're going to get to a point where they're going to lower they're going to either raise the retirement age to 80 as opposed to 65. Once they do that, guess what, homeboys and girls? You're going to work yourself into a medium death right then and there. Thus, we call shortening our life expectancy. Already it's at 75. You want to see it down to 68 or 69? Yeah, there you go. For real. For real, okay? And I also laugh at the fact that people sit up and listen to this jackass and saying, oh, the economy's great. We got the best economy. We don't have, unemployment. We don't have poverty. We backed away from all those national purveyors from across the world who sat up there and went through our country left and right. Yes, we do have abject poverty. In the Deep South, we also have segregation in the schools. School funding. Yes, we do. Don't sit there and lie and think it doesn't happen. It does happen. Straight up in Crack-a-Land. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all rednecks know what the hell you're doing. Okay? You do know what you're doing. As long as you keep the brown man and the black man ignorant, he fills up the prison system that much more easier, which means those who have an investment in the prison system will never ever see a recession. And if a recession comes in March, how many of y'all think y'all free now? Come on, think about it. Whenever there's a recession, hasn't the arrest of brown people and black people gone up? And when there's no recession, there's not that many arrests, is there? I'm just saying. I'm serious. I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying. That seems to be the norm. That is the pattern of stuff. And if we're not cognizant of the pattern and we're stuck, and I repeat, stuck on clout chasing behind some stupid ass Kanye, behind some stupid ass Soulja Boy, behind the rhetoric that these guys have just now learning. What did somebody give you guys give you guys what the awesome book of the Pale White Horse in liner notes, so that way you can say, okay, now I'm part of the revolution. No, please. Most of my friends are Black Panthers from the old school, all right? Old school Black Panthers. We're not a part of this, okay, I'm going to name it to be a part of the Black Panther Party and run something. No. I'm talking about the vanguard movement that said, okay, this is how you organize. This is what you do. This is what we need, okay? Those who took upon themselves to fix their communities by enlisting their state and their governments as a people project to help poor people, and they did. What do you have? WIC. Now, for those of you who don't realize what WIC was, it was a free breakfast program for inner city kids to absolutely have because the schools were not feeding them. And when we started feeding our kids and then educating them, that's where WIC finally became a government state program. And it meant for everyone that was poor. So, for those of you who don't really realize that, please, for the love of God, pick up a book and learn something about your African American culture here. If not, come February, I'm going to blast you all with it. But I'm going to blast you with more stuff that you have not heard or seen or thought of yet. Okay? Come on. Be able to admit to the fact that you don't have what is known as a central impedance to understand anything, or for that matter, you are cared for whereof. Unless you're caring about the day-to-day struggles of your favorite movie stars. Please. I've lived in Hollywood for 30 years. I know exactly what most of them are going through right about now. And the only person that I would really, actually say give kudos to would be, Denzel Washington. Because he stays out of it. He stays out of that pomp and circumstance, glory, hallelujah bullshit. He does. He just works. Okay? Take advice from Michael Caine, who passed away. He says, forget about the industry, just work. Do your work. Straight up. And you will be more happier than like that. Gene Wilder even said it. I like the process of making the movies. I just hate the business. Okay? Straight up and down, people. Straight up and down. So if we're all into that and everything, I got a couple more stories here that'll turn your heads around. And some of them are a little bit, as we would say, a little bit dusty. Dusty number one. Unemployment is low only because of so many people working part-time. All right? Part-time work is high. Full-time work is low. Okay? Britain just notched up in yet another Britain just notched up yet another record-breaking low for unemployment, according to the government. Unemployment stayed at just 4%, while the number of people with jobs rose to 32.54 million, or 75.8%, the highest since comparable estimates began in 1971. But once again, the monthly jobs tally eclipsed how that miracle was achieved. Part-time work. Okay? Part-time work with pseudo full-time wages, which means you work 20 hours a week at a full-time pay rate, right? Come on. Again, let me show you the treadmill. Here's the actual price. Here's the discount price. By the time you get to the discount price, you're actually paying for the actual price of this damn thing. Same thing with the unemployment. So if we are doing so well economically in this country, it is a lie. Ask yourself, how are the millennials not buying homes right now? Last one, people. And I think 9 times out of 10, this is where this all falls on the United States altogether. Now, recently, as we all know, in Venezuela, yes, there was a coup. Okay, all right? A United States-backed coup. For lack of better words, I don't care how you spell it. The United States had been diddling around with the Monroe Doctrine all this time. And they've used it through Central America. They've used it through El Salvador. They used it through Guatemala. They used it through Central America. They're using it on South America right now. And guess what? The United States backs it up. Oh, great. You guys got a new leader in. Maduro's out. Maduro, okay, I don't know what's happening and so forth, but I can tell you this much. Maduro himself is on the outskirts and saying, let me pull everything from out of the United States, get these guys out of our country, get these so-called, constitutional revisionists out of my country, because all they want to do is rewrite the Constitution so this way they can come in and dick around with our resources. A third of the world's oil comes from South America. Yet their economy was crushed when America and everybody else put sanctions on them. Now, the nations that did that were all white-based. Africa didn't have nothing to do with it. Okay, come on. Speaking of which, there's another thing I got to bring up too. When Israel, okay, the tax haven, or as I would call it, the almighty nutsack well, the nutsack part, I leave that for Florida because Florida just got some issues, really. I'm going to get to y'all tomorrow. But when it comes to Israel, Zionist Israel, I must say, okay? Y'all got a problem with black people coming up in your state, don't you? I mean, never mind the slave trade that goes in and out of like Israel left and freaking right. But the fact that you don't want no black Hebrews, you don't want no black Israelites, you don't definitely want black Africans in Israel, period. How Christian is that? Oh, that's right, no. You guys are there because of, you saw that the beachfront property like you did in California, and you kicked the Palestinians out of it. Yeah. And you want to, racism is racism no matter how you look at it. You don't want the Palestinians there who whooped your ass so many damn times that it's getting tiresome. But then again, the United States is fronting a bilateral war between Palestinian and the Israeli army. So this is so stupid. You're trying to get these people to wipe themselves out so that way the United States can come in and say, okay, now that we own Israel, we can go ahead with the Armageddon agenda and have our final wars out there, right? Yeah. Come on, people. If you sniff out the clues, you see where it's going. Everything has a pattern, especially in the universe. And on this man-made universe that we're in right now, we have a problem with this pattern. It's called, let's follow the leader of somebody that is completely ignorant, completely racist, completely shuns the rest of the world and doesn't want anything to do with anybody else and makes us into an isolatory ethno-state. And if we're going to follow that, then 9 times out of 10, let's make it the best ethno-state we can possibly do. Okay? Let's kick out all of those who are racist, put them on their own little island and say, bye-bye. Now, so for the rest of us who want to see love, peace, unity, and having fun, diversity works, people. It does. You can't play checkers with an all-white board. Come on. You can't play chess when all the pieces on the board are white. You get lost. All right? It just doesn't make sense. You can't even play the game of Okay? Come on. Come on. What part of that? What part of that are we missing? An ethno-state, even the mentality of thinking that you should have an ethno-state in the United States is not only, I mean, come on, it's pathetic, it's childish. Totally childish. If you want your generation is growing up with that child-centered mind, guess what? Not only are you double digit, but you're triple digit and quadruple digit IQ low. I mean, I could take this light bulb right now, throw it in the snow, and it'd be smarter than you. Come on, I'm only telling you what you should already know. Not what you suspect, not what you should speculate, but what you should already know. And from that particular point on, stop believing the freaking hype that's out there. Come to your own consensus of how this country is working by looking around in your community and saying, okay, this don't look right, that don't look right, that don't look right. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and point it out to your city leaders who are absolutely going to take some sort of action, depending upon if they get a vote from you? You're a constituent? No, they work for you. It's just like the police department does. They work for you. And if they don't want to work for you, they don't want to do their job, fire them. And you can do that. You can raise awareness of firing them and take their place. Be the leader. Okay? Be the one that turns the community around for the good of all, not for the good of some that have more money than you. It's not about what's in your wallet. It's called what's up in here and how much integrity you got for it. All right? Real simple, people. Get out there and do something with your neighborhoods. Get out there and do something with your communities. If Killer Mike can go out and bring the Bloods and Crips together to make some sort of company to where these guys are shoveling sodas and not shooting at each other, I think that's a win in my book. But if you got people out there who don't want to do so, who want to sit up and just like, complain, okay, and don't explain, miss me with that because y'all got nothing coming. You guys are a waste on the revolution and the black race can't afford you no more. Figure that one out. All right, we're done with you. But for everybody else that wants to get out there and prove that diversity works, by all means, let's make that happen. Because I'll be honest, there is no segregation in heaven. Okay, the Christian mantra of what we got here in the United States is so racist, it's almost to a point where, I guess the old legend does hold true. They came to the land, we said hi. They handed us the book, we bow down. Sorry, I can't understand why there's so much emphasis on words that were Mesopotamian in the first place, okay? And then they got changed up because you got the king himself dating his mother to write the damn book. Give it up, people. Give it up. Give it up. The best bet is to remain spiritually grounded. God, job, Buddha, whoever you know, okay? Find your own spirituality and maintain that personal relationship, okay? Because that's the only way you're going to win. And if you can win that with faith and hope, you'll understand the reason why I wrote this book. Thank you much. Now, let's say good morning to everybody that's on the feed this morning, the KTNG morning feed, as I call it. I don't care if Cheeseburger says, yeah, I got the biggest crowd in the inauguration. Obama had a bigger crowd. But you know who has the biggest crowds? Wu-Tang. All right, now, Brenda Egan-Breakers, good morning. Melchizedek Smith, good morning. Gerard Rernstein, good morning. Walter Jenkins, good morning. The man who remembers Jason Anthony, good morning. Juan Garcia, good morning. Frank Gates, good morning. Eva Santiago, good morning. Dulce Melody Orozco, good morning. Bear PJDN Crew, good morning. Jesse Caldelaria, good morning. That's right. Lucella Testa, good morning. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Let's see. Also, Alex Scott, Gloria Anderson, good morning. Ernest Franklin, my friend in Texas, good morning. Bishop Peter, good morning. And let's see. Rich Fan, good morning. Yo, you always have a home here. That's why I play the International Spitters Club. It doesn't matter what language you spit, okay? As long as you spit or quit. That's all you got to do. We play this stuff 5 hours of hip hop every freaking morning, all right? Also, Jawai Asu, good morning. Heidi Gardner, Zulu Heidi, good morning. Good morning to all of my people. Bridget Larkins, good morning. Good morning. Yes, dashing doll, as you are. Also, good morning to Raymond West. And let's see, Hakan Atun, good morning. I know you're always there. Hey, Rosilla, good morning. Also, my man, that's right, Luke Cage, Power Man, good morning. This is Iron Fist over here. Terry Lynn, good morning. Also, let's see, who else we got here? Nina Henderson, good morning. And also, let's see, some Melinda Boss, good morning. Okay. Tina Hightower, good morning. Yes, yes, you are a fantastic person. Love you, love you, love you. I love everybody and so forth that comes in. Chris Alexander, good morning. And Tom Bacon, the man synonymous with world domination, good morning, because his last name is Bacon. Think about it. Okay. Mark Ruff, good morning. Dwayne Proctor, good morning. Love says Shana, good morning. Jaja Barrett Batry, good morning. Paul Nakagawa, good morning. Where's my boy at? Oh my God, I cannot say I've seen his name here because he's like, you know, he comes through all the way around. Ross Chicata, good morning. Let's see. Also. Oh man, I can't even find his name for crap. I know he's gonna hate me. Norris Critton, good morning. Y'all have some very interesting live shows, I must say. And oh man, where is man? I think about my boy. Dazio Eto, good morning. All right, around the world. Let's see. Lewese Rastakaze. Let's see. Viakaze, good morning. Okay. Also, Rakesh Brown, good morning. Joe Henry, I'm sorry, good morning. Oh my God. Stephanie Rivas, good morning. Child, we got snow. I know you freezing, okay? Get some long johns, woman. Okay. I'm serious. All right. And Chigo Flow, good morning. Jamie Manton, all the way out there in Britain, good morning. England, good morning. Good morning to my people in England. Good morning to my people all the way out there in, you're fired. Thanks, okay. Also, all of my people in Japan, domo, good morning. My people in Nihao, good, my people in China, good morning. My people in Kyrgyzstan, said it right this time, good morning. My people in London, good morning. My people in the UK, good morning. My people in Nairobi, good morning. Your crown prince is here. Also, good morning to my people in Nigeria, stop with the scams. Also, my people in Italy, good morning. Buongiorno, good morning to all my people in France, Paris, France, who listen to the station every single day. Love you guys. Good morning to my people out here in the United States. Well, let me go around the corner here in Compton, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Charlottesville, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida. Y'all know y'all peeping what I do up here. Washington. Look up on the website, people. You'll see where I've been. Australia, Fiji, That's right, around the world, 500,000 strong. This is what I do day in, day out. 5 days a week from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. For the reason because I got nothing better else to do. Anyway, I've been doing this for like the last 20 years on KPFK. So if you want records, you want history, there it goes. I've been political satirizing the crap out of people. I don't care who it is, white, black, brown, yellow. I don't care what your color is, what your standards is. If you do wrong by the people, then the people are going to come after you straight up. John Gold once says, when the people put away their racist stereotypes and they come as one, they can also storm on the government and kick its butt. Now, before I go, my usual praise for the day. Get out there, people, and make a difference. Put a smile on somebody's face today. You see how much of a burden you take away from them. Because when you do that, you show that you're a human being. And by showing that, you also show the kind of happiness that you exude within you. Share that happiness with the next person and whatnot, and we can change the world for the better. All right? It's real simple. Real simple. Don't screw up the job. Man. Anyway. We stand for. I'm glad that the federal people have gone back to work and everything, but most importantly, I'm more impressed with the fact that Nancy Pelosi whooped that ass. Okay, Chuck Schumer whooped that trick, whooped that trick. Okay, sir. Arnaldo, good morning. All righty, good morning. Thank you for coming through on the KTG Morning Show. And on that note, people, we got to get up out of here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. We know how this works. But most importantly, people, do something to change your communities around and become the voice of the voiceless. Love, peace, and chicken grease. We out of here. All power to the people. All people. Purpose. Peace.